Uh, Today, student, we are going to discuss about the total internal reflection. Total internal reflection can be defined as the phenomena in which when a light is passes from a optically denser medium to a rarer medium, then at the interface, the light is partially reflected back into the denser medium and partially reflected to the rarer medium. That phenomena is called internal reflection. Now here we have this figure here. We can better understand through this figure the total internal phenomena of total internal reflection. You see there, there is two medium here. Medium 2 represent the denser medium and medium 1 represent the rarer medium. O is the object here from where the ray uh, passes through. Suppose the ray 1 which is coming from object O makes an angle I with the normal. As the ray moves towards the rarer medium, beyond this air water, you can see that the air and water is the denser medium and air is the rarer medium, and this line is the interface of this air and water. So this ray 1 which is moving from this denser to rarer medium, it move away from the normal. So this angle I, the angle of incident made by this ray with the normal, and angle R is representing the angle of refraction here, which is made by this ray when it move away from the normal. Now in second case, this ray 2, which makes angle of incidence I with this normal, for which the angle of refraction in rarer medium becomes 90 degree. Uh, Under this condition, this angle of incidence is called critical angle. Now, this rate that is represented by 3 is further moved towards the rarer medium from the denser medium. Again, this ray makes an angle I with the normal. When this angle I is greater than this angle of refraction, that is 90 degree, then this the phenomena of total internal reflection is occur. You can see that in this figure here, an angle of incidence is greater than this angle I is greater than the critical angle. In that case, the total internal phenomena of total internal reflection occur. Now we talk about the critical angle. Critical angle can be defined as, again, in previous slide I uh, had already defined to you. Again, we are going to discuss about the definition of this critical angle here. The angle of incidence in the denser medium for which the angle of refraction in the rarer medium becomes 90 degree is called critical angle, and it is represented by small I suffix c. This is the definition of this critical angle here. Now we talk about the total internal reflection. Now the phenomena in which a ray of light traveling at an angle of incidence greater than the critical angle from denser to a rarer medium is totally reflected back into the denser medium. This phenomenon is called total internal reflection. This is the definition of total internal reflection. Now we discuss about the application of this total internal reflection. One of the total internal reflection application is the totally reflecting prism. A totally reflecting prism is a right angle isosceles prism that is it has an angle 45 degree, 90 degree and 45 degree. In that case, that prism is called totally reflecting prism. These totally reflecting prism can be used in three ways to deviate a ray through 90 degree. In the first case here, in which a light is incident normally on one of the face containing right angle. If you see that this ray of light which is incident normally on the surface RP, which is at right angle with the PQ without deviation. It is incident on the hypotenuse face, that is RQ, at an angle of 45 degree, which is greater than the critical angle. The light is totally internally reflected. You can see that its ray of light is totally internally reflected and having been deviated through 90 degrees. The light passes through the third phase without any further deviation. This is the third phase PQ. Such prism are used basically in periscopes. Now we talk about the second case to invert an image with the deviation of ray through 180 degrees. The light here in this case, if you see that incident normally on the hypotenuse face, it first suffers total internal reflection here. You can see that in this case, uh, that ray of light suffers a total internal reflection here from one shorter phase and then from the other shorter phase. The final beam emerges through the hypotenuse phase, uh, the parallel to the incident beam. The deviation is 180 degree. Such prism is called a paro prism. Such prism is called paro prism. To invert an image without deviation of ray, erecting prism, we can say that is the third case here. Uh, the light enters at, you can say that one shorter phase at an angle. You can say that PQ here, where the light enters. After refraction, it is totally reflected again. You see that after refraction, it is again totally reflected from the hypotenuse phase, that is QR, then reflected out of the other shorter phase to become parallel to the incident beam. The ray do not suffer any deviation, only their order is reversed. The incident ray, which is on the top, emerges from the bottom. If you see that this ray, this one, and emerges from the bottom. Only there is a reversal of the uh, this ray. Such prisms are called erecting prisms and are used in binoculars and in projection of lenses.